Do you think the terms are going to be as flexible and as good as they were the first time around, or do you think you're going to have some tough love to deal with the Europeans?
Yeah, I think there'll be an element of tough love. I don't think we can seriously expect to go back in on the terms that we had before, and we're certainly not going to be able to negotiate the budget rebate that we had
Mm-hmm.
previously. Um, on some of those specific issues, I mean, on the currency, I don't know.
It would make more sense for me for the Europeans, for example, to pressure that this time around the UK would come back with the euro rather than
Yeah, I
pound.
don't know. I mean, there are countries in the European Union that are not making any steps to join the euro. Um, and the EU doesn't seem to me to do anything particularly to pressurize them into it. And I don't know what they'd even think about the UK being in the euro. I just have a sense that we might have to agree in principle that we were on a long-term pathway towards it. But I can't see anybody in Europe going to too much length to try and get us into it.
So you
That
don't think
said,
a potential rejoining would be? I mean, there would be some tough love, but it wouldn't be punitive on the side of
I
the EU.
don't think so. No, I don't think the euro will be a deal breaker. I don't think Schengen will be either, because some of the island members of the EU aren't in Schengen anyway. Doesn't the whole principle of Schengen doesn't particularly lend itself to islands geography? I'm not sure they'd even let us back into let us into Schengen, much less force us to. But I mean, I have no particular objection to Schengen in principle. So I mean, we could see where that got to come the time. But the one thing I think we absolutely cannot get around, there is no possibility of diluting this, and that is free movement of people, because the Treaty of Rome, the basis on which the EU is founded, has as an absolute fundamental principle free movement of goods, capital, and labour, people looking for work. And you can't get around that. It's not divisible. It's not something that the EU could compromise on. So I think there's a long-term challenge for people like me who want to go back into the EU to try and convince our fellow British citizens that freedom of movement was and can again be a good thing.